everyone, it's NonnaGrace and I'm from Western New York. Today was a quiet day. I got up my normal time or a little later. I actually slept in a little bit, and I started on my comments and watched some videos, and then I thought, I should take the chickens outside. So I took Mr. Brown and the little lady outside. And then I brought Mr. Brown back in after a while, and I left the little lady out there, and then I thought, well, maybe I should let her join the other chickens in the chicken run. So I put her into the chicken run, and she kind of scratched around, tried to take a little bit of a dust bath. Then I thought, she probably should go inside where the dirt is really nice and fluffy, because it's been wet and dampish out lately. It was drizzly. If you ever been to Niagara Falls, it was that kind of misting today. It was a little misty out, and so you could see the little droplets of water on the feathers of the chickens, and the ground was a little damp. So I brought her inside, and she was in there for a little while. Well, then a couple hens came in, and she decided that I don't belong in here. So she stepped out. She actually stepped over the door threshold, which is a good sign. She can at least get out. She still hasn't gone in. And she was out there, and the other chickens, they didn't bother her. And it came time for chicken scratch, and she joined them to get the chicken scratch. In fact, the rooster crowed 3 times today. He was really wanting snacks. So the first 2 times she was with them, and she was getting the chicken scratch with them. The 3rd time I thought, gosh, where did she go? She's not even out here. Everybody was getting the chicken scratch and she wasn't. So I looked under the pine tree. There she was, under the pine tree. And I thought, you need to come out from under that pine tree, but because the pine tree is a pine tree, and you can't really get underneath it like you'd like to, even though the chickens go under there real easy. I went back up, and I got this big, long
roof rake.
It was a roof rake.
Roof rake.
Yes. I went and I got that, and I started carrying it down, and they saw me coming with it, and they all came out from under the tree, and they all marched into the chicken run, into the enclosed run, except for little lady. She went back behind into the corner where she normally would go into the corner. But she was down there with them, and they all walked up together, and nobody bothered her. Nobody's been bothering her. So I thought, wow, because she doesn't want to go into the chicken run, I think it's time for her to come in the house. So she was outside for at least, gosh, it was out there probably 3 hours that she was outside, and she was enjoying it. In fact, when I pick her up to bring her in, she kind of fusses a little bit till she sees I open the sliding glass door. Then she realizes I'm bringing her all the way in. And then she just kind of coos a little bit, and she gets into her playpen, and she's happy, and she goes to eat, and she drinks. And when I brought her in, who's sitting in her playpen but Mr. Brown? So I have to take him out, and I put him in his little cage for a little while, and then he wanted out of there, and so I let him run around. And where does he go? He goes right back into the playpen with little lady. She doesn't seem to mind, but she's not real happy when he's in there. He goes over and he eats her food, and she kind of stays back. So he kind of rules the roost inside, and she is still she's not the dominant one. But her tail was up a lot more today. She didn't walk like she was afraid. She walked with a little bit more pep in her step even. She actually had to dodge one of the hens, and she took a little bit of a run. And she's doing way better, so she's getting there, slow but sure. I forgot to put those videos in. Oh, man. Well, I'm almost done talking about her, but I'll put the videos in right here. I finished my bag, the Karina Anna bag, project bag, I think she called it. This one was mine. This one was the one that Karina Anna gave me. And it's done. I finished it. Now I'm working on this. I don't know if you've ever seen this kind of yarn before. But it was a scarf that my daughter had made, and I kept it for 2 years, but I never really wore it because it was so bulky. But this is how it is. It's with the loops already sewed in, and you're supposed to be able to hand knit it, but right now I'm crocheting it. I'm going to crochet it. And this is what it looks like. It's really soft and fluffy. What I'm thinking of doing is making a capelet. I don't know if it'll work or not, but I've got this yarn that I will make the upper part, and then I've got the yarn that was sent to me by Tanya, and I will finish it off with that yarn. At least that's what my plan is. Whether it works or not, I don't know, but this is, I thought this yarn is really different. I have never seen this type of yarn before, and I've never used it before. The scarf was made by Laura. I hope she doesn't mind that I ripped it out, but for 2 years I've kept it, and I have never really worn it because it was too bulky on my neck, and it was really, really, really too big. So I decided, well, rather than wasting the yarn, I would undo it. And man, it was hard to undo because it's like I could not find her end. And then finally I found it, and I undid it, and now I'm making something new with it so that I can actually wear it, because it is getting colder, and this is something that I'm sure I would put on. If it works out like I plan, I will be wearing it, and it's a real fluffy, soft, it'll be cozy warm. I brought little lady out, and she's been out here for almost 2 hours with the hens. She had scratch with them, and look at where she is right now. She's venturing down into the field, which she hasn't done in a long time. Everybody seems to be leaving her alone. She did get encouraged by the 3 that she was hatched out with. They came over, and it seemed like that's when she perked up, really perked up. And she's got her tail up more, if you notice. It's not rounded. She doesn't have the rounded back where she looked like she was afraid. She's doing really well. In fact, I had to look out to see where did she go to, because she took a little jaunt, a little run. She's doing very good. This is pleasing to see. I will decide later if she will stay out all night or if she will have to come in. I'm not sure what I'll do yet. I'm just seeing how she's doing through the course of the day. There she goes for a little jaunt. I'll leave her so she can do chicken stuff. She came over for scratch. I gave them some meat juice that I had in the fridge. That's what they're eating there in that little container. That was some steak that we had, and that was the juice that was left over. And I cook it and I give it to them. They like it. My goodness, you're getting big. Yes, you are. You're very pretty, but you're getting big. Did you notice how well she's doing? I didn't show you Mr. Brown, but I did show you the rest of the crew. That's my video for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you all again tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.